So hey, what's up guys? It's Ben. Today I'm coming at you with another video. This time it's going to be a video that last week I said was going to be coming this week. It's related to my last video. It's going to be movies that might have made it on my favorites list of all time, but didn't make it because I've only seen these movies once. So favorite movies of all time list, these movies didn't make it on the list because I've only seen them once. A non-ordered list, no particular order, right, of movies that might have made the list of my favorite movies of all time if I had seen them at least twice. Because that's my rule. I don't think a movie can really be one of your favorites of all time if you haven't seen it more than once. So anyways, here we go. My first movie, Drive. I thought this was a fantastic movie. It was very well shot. The visuals were great. And also the performances by Ryan Gosling and Carey Mulligan were fantastic. And they were what really made the movie. And even though Ryan Gosling didn't speak all that much, he put a lot into his performance and he really portrayed that character well. It was a fantastic movie with fantastic character performances, and I really liked it. Next movie, Stalker. This is a 1970s movie, science fiction by Andrei Tarkovsky, and I think this is an amazing movie, and it's really beautifully shot. And it also has great performances, but a lot of it has to do with the visuals. That's really what makes this movie, and there's definitely character performance, and emotion involved, right? But the cinematography was just fantastic. And then also the end shot, the very end of the movie, like last shot, that was such a beautiful shot. And that's one of the reasons why I love this movie so much. Manchester by the Sea. I think about this movie actually a great deal, and I question why I haven't seen it again yet. I just remember the emotional impact and like just the raw and man, the feeling in this movie just sucks, but it's fantastic. And I loved Casey Affleck's character, and I loved Michelle Williams' character, even though Michelle Williams isn't, well, she's an important character, right? But she isn't in a lot of the movie. But she's also an important character, and she's great. And Casey Affleck's performance is fantastic. And I really loved how they wrote this movie. And the cinematography is great as well. It's just a fantastic movie, and I definitely need to see it again. Gone Girl. This is another one. It's like Manchester by the Sea. It's a real gut punch of a movie. It's kind of brutal. It's not the same because the characters in this movie they're not as moral and likable as in Manchester by the Sea, right? They're not as likable. But I still felt the gut punch for Ben Affleck's character. I did. I felt it. And man, it's just such a well-told movie. And the color grading is great in this movie. Into the Spider-Verse. This movie was really fun, and it might be one of my favorites. Actually, I think it is. I think it is my favorite Spider-Man. Now, I really loved Far From Home. I really did. I thought the movie was absolutely charming and well-told story and great action. But I really liked this one, and I thought it really kind of grabbed onto the comic book. And it really had fun with it. And so I really liked this movie, and I thought the animation was fantastic. And I also thought it was a really well-told story. Face in the Crowd. This is a movie from the 1950s starring Andy Griffith from the Andy Griffith Show, which I know that redundant, but still. Anyways, Andy Griffith plays a character named Lonesome Rhodes who's a radio star and eventually turns into a kid's television star. Anyways, Andy Griffith is in his show is a lot similar to Lonesome Roads, and they really, like, this movie came out before that, but looking back, or around the same time, around the same time, something in there, and really looking back on it, you know, it's like, you can really look at Lonesome Roads, even though he is a different character, but he looks kind of similar. And you can see Andy Griffith in it, and you're just like, wow. And then you can compare it to now, and people that you've heard in the media, that when you watch this movie, you'll see similarities and be like, wow, this movie was made in the 50s? Yes, it was. And just, I really love the story. And so that's why it might be on my favorites list in the future. And Andy Griffith delivered a great performance, and also there are two other main characters in the movie, a woman and a man, and they also gave him great performances. The Big Sick. Now this might be my favorite comedy. I felt it was the best, a culmination of, or combination, I think they're similar words. Anyways, combining storytelling with good humor. Now, everybody has their different definition of humor, but this movie played to my style of humor, and it had a great story on top of it. It didn't undercut the story with comedy just for the sake of it. Now, I understand sometimes movies are playing to their audience and they want to have those moments of comedy because that's what they're shooting for. And I can't really blame them for that. But I thought this movie did a really good job of putting those things together. It was still really funny, and it was still a really heartfelt story. And that's why I like this movie so much. And that's why it might be on my favorites list of all time if I've seen it again. Father of the Bride. I saw this movie when I was younger, and I really liked it, and then I went back and watched it, and I really liked it again. I really loved the opening sequence of the wedding stuff, of the reception. I thought that was very well shot. And then it goes into a very heartfelt story. And I can relate to this situation. It kind of feels like something that I might run into in my life. And the movie looks really good and it's well shot. And even though Steve Martin's character sometimes goes off the deep end and does crazy stuff, and I'm like, what the hell? It feels kind of relatable, and I kind of understand where he's coming from. And it makes a lot of sense why he's acting the way he's acting, even if sometimes he makes poor decisions. And also I can get involved in the romance too as well in the movie, because his daughter is marrying a guy. And great performance by him. Roman Holiday. This is one of the first black and white movies that I thought was pretty funny. Now, it wasn't over-the-top funny, and I definitely hadn't watched this movie when I was younger. I'd watched it once I had entered the portal of film criticism and analysis. But it was one of the first black and whites that I thought was funny, and it was one of the first black and whites that I could really attach to, especially because it doesn't feel like people talk about this movie a lot. And I think that's one of the things that gravitated me towards it, and I kind of would attach myself to it and be like, oh, I've seen Roman Holiday. Have you seen Roman Holiday? Because you guys are all naming these black and white movies that I've never seen, and I'm going to throw this one at you, and hopefully it sticks so I don't feel like a loser anymore. But, yeah, because it's just, a lot of times once you start to get to the academia of film, there are a lot of people that know a lot about black and white. And I just feel like I don't know that much about it, and I haven't seen a lot of them. And it's one of my weaknesses, but I'm trying to push to get into more black and white. But this was one of the first where it felt like nobody was really talking about this movie, but I saw it. So, yeah, I really like this movie. Gregory Peck and Audrey Hepburn deliver great performances. Citizen Kane. You know, this movie was great, but I don't know. I think I'm adding it to the list because I definitely need to watch it again because I need to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I think that's it because it does feel like, because of how everybody talks about it, I think I just need to give it that second chance. And see, the thing is I mean, I guess it might make it, or it might not. I don't know. But it's definitely up in the air, and that's why I'm adding it on this list. Because it is a well-shot movie, and it's a well-told story. Alien. I need to see this movie again. Because I don't remember it all that well. But I remember it's really good, and it's a really good sci-fi movie. And I think a lot of it is I need to see the first two Aliens. Aliens. I need to see Alien and Aliens again. I think I'm just going to lump these two together. I need to see Alien. I need to see Alien, and I need to see Aliens. I need to see both of them. I need to really get back into them because I think I might have been falling asleep for whatever reason. I was tired. I don't know. Anyways, I'd seen both of them, but I need to see them again and to understand them both together, separately, but also together. And so I need to see if they're worthy of being on my favorites of all time list because it feels like that Aliens might be. Alien, not as much, but Aliens might be. It seems like it's hanging. And so, from what I remember, very interesting sci-fi movies. Alien is a little bit more of a horror, which is interesting. It's more psychological, and it does that really well. But Aliens is a great action movie from what I remember, and that's why they are potentially going to be on my list. So that's going to be it for this video. Please follow me on Instagram, follow me on Letterboxd, like, comment what you thought of this video, comment what you thought of my picks, and subscribe. See you guys later.